Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to do a quick overview of the LS that's coming in Iceborne, Monster World Iceborne. It's coming out very shortly, September the 6th, and we've just had beta. So my main weapon is longsword. I wanted to go over a couple of things that they've added in, a couple of things that you can incorporate into your playstyle if you want to. What I'm going to show you is the AI Slash, which is one of the new moves that we've got. The Special Sheath and the AI Spirit Slash. I'm going to show you all of those. And I'm also going to show you a little bit about how you can use your slinger ammo as well. It's something that is pretty good too, depending on what you're using. So like, I'm using stones because I'm in the arena, so I'll be using stones for this example. But let's say you've got different ones like piercing pods, form pods, etc. What it'll do is it'll fire 3 rather than 1 when you mix it in, which I'll show you in a little bit. Anyway, come on over with me and we'll go and have a look, okay? Right, okay, so we've got the LS now in the training area. There is a couple of things you can do in the training area. You can go over to the cat and speak to him, and he'll put like the truck instead of all this, but we're going to use this for this example. Now, there's a couple of new things with the LS. Obviously, we got the regular stuff that the Spirit Blade combo and stuff. You've still got all of that. You've still got your Foresight. You've still got everything. However, a couple of mechanics have changed. Now, one of the mechanics that has changed, I'm going to go over first, is the Foresight. So if you want to, if I could do this properly, hopefully I can. Here you go, let me show you. So I've got no gauge, right? And the Foresight didn't pop proc. So if you look at the top where the blade is and it's covered in yellow, it's if there's no gauge in that, your Foresight won't proc. Now, for example, let's just hit that. So we got a tiny bit of gauge. It's all you need, right? It's all you need. And you get it, right? You see how you get it just off that tiny bit. Now, a lot of people that I've spoken to in the chat, in Twitch chat and stuff, have been like, oh, it's been nerfed. It hasn't been nerfed. All it needs is you need to focus on a new buff that we get. So there's 2 ways of getting this buff. The buff is from the new move, Special Sheath. When you sheath your blade, you can do an attack called AI Slash, right? You can do 2 attacks, AI Slash and AI Spirit Slash, but we're going to talk about AI Slash first. Now look at the gauge at the top. You're going to see my initial hit first, right? Now watch. If you Special Sheath and press triangle, you'll do what's called an AI Slash. Now that will automatically put a buff onto you. As long as one of them strikes hits, it'll put a buff on. That buff is then going to regen your spirit gauge up, which is perfect, because if you're in mid-fight, for example, and you want to do a Foresight, you need to have that gauge. So making sure that this buff is up at all times is crucial for what you need, right? Especially for like Foresighting and keeping the flow going, okay? Now, with that being said as well, there is another way to get it too. So I'm going to show you the other way. So let me just get this to red, just for that extra damage. Right, okay. Now, the other way is to hit a full Helm Splitter. If you hit a full Helm Splitter, you're going to get that buff again. So I'm going to show you again. I think it's only like 1. If you hit once, as long as you hit with it, you're going to get it. You see at the top there? I'm getting the gauge back up, right? So it's really good to know that you can do that, okay? Now that's just covering one of the new things, the special sheath into the AI Slash, right? The AI Strike, sorry. Also as well, in the Slash, you've got the Spirit Slash, which is R2, which is this one. Now this works similar to how a Foresight would work, in a sense that you've got to time it, okay? Now, the great thing with this, with that attack in general, is when you... Let me charge this back up to red. I'll charge it back to red, and I'll try and show you, okay? So I'm just going to go in with the regular the Spirit Blades right here. Now we're in red, okay? Now, you do not need gauge to fire this one, which is quite important to know, because you do need gauge to do the Foresight Slash. Now, another telltale sign about the Foresight Slash. If I just do a Foresight Slash like that, it's no blue, right? There's no blue little flash, right? Or no, like, sound, right? Here you go. We'll do it now, though. You hear it, and you see it. So it's different in that respect. So you just have to have gauge for that to work, okay? Just in case no one was aware, you have to have that. We're going to go into the next one right now, okay? Now, this is the Special Sheath into the AI Spirit Slash. Now, this one, you have to time correctly. If you time it correctly, it won't take a gauge. It won't take a gauge, right? So let me try and show you that. I've not timed it right. Oh, I did. Okay. Now, you see what I did there? I got the timing right. When I slash through, it didn't take a gauge. And immediately after that, you can go into a Helm Splitter. So if you get the right timing on that and it's red, you'll hit for hell of a lot of damage as well. Like, for example, let me show you how much this can actually do when it's red, right? When it's red damage, when it's red gauge, let me show you. I think I'm getting the names wrong on the spirit gauges and stuff. I do apologize. Anyway, so look at this. So bear in mind we're in green sharpness. 174 and was it 100 before that as well? So obviously with the sharpness up and stuff, you're going to see a lot more damage, right? You're going to see a lot more damage. But the one thing with the LS now is that I really wanted to make sure that people are aware of is you just need to get that buff going. If you've got that buff at all times, you're pretty much golden in any fight, because then you can go directly into this. You can mix that up with a triangle in between here as well, and you can still get that going. And that's because it's consistently going up, right? It's consistently going, which is great. Now, along with this as well, let me try to show you some little things here. You can go into this, you go into that little slash there, you go straight into one of these. Bear in mind, if you hit with this, it's going to proc the buff, so the buff's back on now, right? And you can go right back into the Spirit Blade, etc. Okay? It's just really important things that some people might not know about and not aware of. There's also different times you can use it as well. Now, this move is quite forgotten amongst myself included. I very rarely use this anymore, right? And what it is you can do a little slide attack and press R2 when you slide, right? If you hit with that, you can press it again, and it'll give you a gauge up. For those that didn't know, it's just R2 and then R2 again. If you have a bit of gauge prior to that, you can just miss and then press R2 and it'll still get that spirit thing off. But the important thing with this one is that I wanted to show is that you can do this way, right? You can hit R2, you can hit R2 again, but then you can go straight into the special sheath, right? And get that going, which I really like. The special sheath can be used pretty much after any move, I haven't tested it with Foresight, so I'm going to try that right now and see if that works. I actually don't know if this does work, so we'll find out. So you can Foresight and get straight into the AI if you wanted to and go straight for that. Basically, with DLS, it's a lot more versatile than we once thought. A lot of people, because when I'm streaming and stuff, people have seen it. People aren't aware of what you can actually do with this. It's all about the AI slash, man. It's that buff. It's the buff, man. If you keep that going, and the helm splitter that can cause it as well. You keep that going, then you're unstoppable. Because you can get your Foresights off because you've got the gauge always there. You only need a tiny bit for that to work. It's great, man. It's great. There's a lot to the LS in general, but like the weapon itself is with all these changes that have come is very, very good. Now there is one other thing that I wanted to show you, and that's with the stones. So I'm going to use stones for this example, but what you can do is when you're doing your Spirit Blade, you can fire Slinger Burst in between each Spirit Blade that you do, including that third one, and then go into that, then clack into the special sheath and get that going if you wanted to. Foresight if you've got the gauge, things like that. It's very, very good for combinations. You can do numerous different things with the LS now, and it's filthy. It is filthy. I'm not going to cover any other weapon, I doubt, because I'm not very good with any other weapon. Now, this weapon is my favorite weapon of that they brought in. But I wanted to show you just a quick sort of tiny little guide to the new things that are coming and how you can interlace them. Now, there is one more thing I wanted to show you in regards to that special sheath, okay? Because it's very important. If we go over into the Hunter's Notes, and you go to Weapon Controls, and then you go to Useful Combos. Now, if you just read the first part, the special sheath, it says in the bottom box text, all it says is the special sheath will revert to a normal sheath after a period of time. Additionally, the special sheath is affected by Quick Sheath skill, which is, as we know, something that you can get from Odogoran. You get gems for it as well. You just chuck it straight at the faster you can sheath it, the better, right? So that's going to work really well. Now, not only that as well, while the AI attacks are affected by the critical draw and punishing draw skills, right? So it'd be interesting to see what goes on here, right? Because critical draw is a great skill anyway, and with this sheath, if it affects both the attacks, great. If it only affects the first one of the AI strike, then whatever. Either way, more damage, right? More damage. That's what you need, isn't it? That's all you need. Also as well, punishing draw is a thing that you get off, I think, 2-piece Odogoran, I think, and it's a skill that you get from the armor. And it'll do on your draw skill, which will be this one, which will be your very first attack out of AI slash, whether it be AI slash or spirit slash, it's going to be your first attack from the sheath, right? So you'll get punish and draw. Punish and draw adds a stun, I think, to the attack, or stun damage into it. So it'd be interesting to see what comes of that. If we could put maybe KO on there and try and do a little bit of KO damage whilst we do the AI slashes with the fastest sheath, right? it's interesting, man, but I just wanted to show you real quick, guys. We went over it today on stream. Whilst the beta's up, I really wanted to make this video. It might, hopefully it helps. Hopefully it helps people that aren't aware of some of the things that you can do with the blade now, like this, and get your gauge going and stuff like that. Also, right after a helm splitter, you can go straight into the sheath and attack as well if you want to. Straight into that. Go into the AA slash if you want to. AI slash. You know, it's all these different things, man. There's a lot to it. It's great. Just wanted to show you. Anyway, enjoy your day, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Take it easy. Also, in that video, I know I didn't mention much about the clutch claw. I feel as an LS player myself, I'm not really using it in the combinations currently. So this is where I'm at currently with the LS. I might be able to do another one in the future when maybe Iceborne drops. When it drops, I'll probably be using the clutch claw a lot more. As of right now, I feel like this is just, it's so good. It's like the combos you can get off and just things like that. I just can't get enough of it. The clutch claw is great, but within the combos of LS and stuff, I very rarely use it. Other people will use it, and then obviously we'll get like attack ups and stuff, which is great. I think it's good to start out a fight because generally speaking, you start out, you get your pods, and then you can mix that in with your attacks as well. But yeah, right now I'm not using it, but I will find a use for it. It's just right now I'm trying to get used to the AI strike, the AI spirit slash, and all these new like the buffs and stuff like that. Just trying to get used to that and the rotations and different combinations and stuff. Then I'm going to incorporate that in as well because it's quite tough to, because there's so much new. It's really difficult to like put all that in straight away. But I'll get it. Well, there you go, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a good night. Have a good day. Whatever time it is. And I'll see you later.